Hey, how y'all doing, people? As promised, we said we're gonna get on about 6:30 just to start some introductions and some talk about the group and what we stand for and just general here, there, all kind of stuff. We just funny too because we just finished talking about some topics in relation to marriage and stuff like that. But this is basically just like a get to know who's who, and most of y'all already know us, but we may not have like actually talked to us. Some y'all do, some y'all don't. But of course, everybody know I'm Neil, Mr. T, and this is
Miss T, Katrina, Trina, Miss T,
all
all
the
of the
all
above.
of the above. And like I said, this is not nothing formal. We don't have any topics, per se. Don't have nothing written down. A Bible verse might pop out here and there, but this is really just an informal way of just getting people to hear us and put a voice to the face and to maybe even ask questions as we're going along. But the purpose of this group was to get people to understand what God's plan of marriage was. And so often, the first thing when it comes to marriage, of course, is love. But it's not the love that's like you see in the movies. It's not that little flutter stuff in your stomach, but it's God's love, and God's love is what actually permeates through marriage, and it's actually what permeates through our whole life. So it's just a way of getting people to understand that you have to have God as your center first individually, and then have God as the center of your marriage. They talk about that three strand cord, and God is to be the center. But we just wanted to put this group together to encourage others to have a godly marriage, to get married, because a lot of people don't even want to get married. They just want to just shack up and live together, and not to say there's nothing wrong with living together, but what's your end game? Are you planning on getting married, or are you just saying stuff like we waiting, God gonna work it out? Because that's like probably the most used line ever when it comes to things in general. Even marriage, people just yeah, we're together, but God is just working some stuff out. God already worked it out when He got the two of y'all together. So sorry for the shake. In Cali.
He's silly. He's
We ain't
silly.
Cali here. We ain't. But
This is everyday, people. I deal with this every day, all day.
all
So
day,
this is
every day, all day. But it's so commonplace these days for people to not even want marriage, and we really want to push marriage. And I understand if a marriage is not for you, but the word does say if you're not going to get married, you don't want anybody just to kind of be all by yourself and be alone. You know, but a lot of people don't want to be alone. They get lonely, and
so I suggest you get married.
yeah. Well, I think Paul said it's better to marry than to burn with lust, because we know nobody wants to talk about the three-letter word. You know what word we talking about. Valentine's Day just passed, so we know what a lot of people might have been doing. And that's sex, and a lot of times relationships are driven by just fleshly desires. But he did say it's better to marry than to burn with lust. If you want to get out there, like I said, that's your choice. But we're here to promote marriage. Marriage is very important. It's a covenant with God, and you're covered. When you're married. Because a lot of people have been married, and you split up, and stuff just goes just horribly wrong for a very long time. I know it did for me. People a lot of times people think that in the marriage you get in it, it is so bad. The marriage is so bad. I had to get out. And most of the time, marriages can be saved if people would just drop their pride and work out their issues, because we can do exactly what we want. Because when we get with the next person, all of a sudden it's all roses. Oh yeah, we can take them out shopping and going and romancing and all that stuff, and you can do that in a marriage. You can do that in a marriage, and that's what kills marriages is pride, because nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be right. You got to be wrong sometime. When the both of you are actually wrong, then the other one be like, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, I was wrong too, and we can come together. That's why she's. You see how many she's just the second one for her too. Let's just remember that this is number two. This is number two. The people always be like, ain't never wrong. But it's good to suck up that pride. If you got issues in your marriage, please go talk to somebody. Talk to a licensed counselor. Talk to somebody in your church. Talk to somebody. Just start working out those issues that you may have. I don't call them problems. We just say issues.
Because marriages fail because people fail. Hey, Carol.
What up, Carol? Yeah, you and Carol, we gonna you lucky people, Carol. I ain't gonna say nothing, Carol. I just want to know who. I want to see this. I want to meet this man that be sending all this stuff.
Light Night, where are you?
Yeah, I think his name is George Glass. If you know who George Glass is from the Brady Bunch, then you know what I'm talking about. Was that supposed to say hey guys or how guys? There you go. What's up? What's up, Carol? Hi, girl. We still want to meet the man. We gonna go to Florida one day just to see you and him together. I don't know. I'm starting to suspect some stuff going on. You never see the guy always sending stuff in gifts. Oh shit! But we love you, Carol. But marriage is good. Marriage is a very good thing. I don't know how people can have such a negative look at something that God started.
Because I think most people don't look at marriage as if it's started by God. They act as if marriage is man-made. So they go into it with man-made ideas.
Exactly. That's very true. Say that's true. You know what I'm saying? But people don't understand that marriage was started and instituted by God himself. That's the first thing that God, well, one of the first things was marriage. And when we understand that it was God that started marriage, not man, because you can't kill marriage, because that's like saying you're gonna kill God. That's why, with all the way the world is going these days, with everybody getting married, and y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Everybody getting married. I'm sorry, but this is my room. This is my chat. So if y'all get mad at me because of what I'm saying, that's too bad, because y'all know what I'm talking about. And the fact that marriage has become so twisted, marriage has become so commercialized. Everybody wants the big wedding. You know, I want to spend like $80,000 on a wedding, have 15,000 bridesmaids, and it's only
married for 2 weeks.
Yeah, married for 2 weeks. See, they just stuck all that money in counseling. Then they probably would have, they would have been all right. But marriage, I can't. I've been married. I got married when I was 21, and
23 first time.
And to get out of it, it was like I can't be living out in this world, because this world is not the same. It's not the same from 20, 30 years ago, where people had morals and ethics and all kind of stuff. These days it's just like, hey, you want to come live with me? Sure. You want to like just not even get married and have kids? Yeah, sure, no problem.
Hey, Charlene.
Hi, Charlene.
That's my auntie neighbor.
Hey, auntie neighbor. How you doing? What up, Mr. Anthony Variance? How you doing there, sir?
Give us some dots, Anthony, because that's all we're going to get. Some dots.
Hit me up with some dots. Or the hand wave. Or thumbs up. Prayer. Wave. Thumbs up. Dots. We waiting, Anthony. Come on. Where the dots at? You're my man. I know you're going to come with the dots later on. But continue to seek God in everything that you do. Marriage is very important, and I look at men as the I mean, God said man is the head. There you go, Anthony. That's right. But man is the head, and the head of man is Christ. And a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think that when you say man is the head, like man is gonna be like, sit down. Where my meatloaf? Oh, you better have my food.
No.
A man of God is going to treat his wife and the family with love. God's love. Now, is he perfect? No. He's not perfect. He's going to say some stuff sometime that's just, that's stupid. It happens sometimes.
Throat punch them.
That's all right. Because I got fists too. I can throat punch back. But it's really better if you chop them, because then you just get that like that.
They say stuff to make you throat punch them.
But, okay. And the man is the head. And when the man is right in the head, it flows through the house, everything right.
Y'all heard that, right? The man has to be right in the head.
You gotta be right in the head, right in the heart, right in the spirit. Head, heart, spirit.
Okay, we working on 2 out of 3 over here, but
my head is a little crazy though. I'm like ODB. But when he's led by God, he is not going to. Who said that? Exactly. But when a man is being led by God, being led by His Spirit, he's going to want to marry. You don't understand. He's not going to want to sit around for 2, 3, 5 years and be like, "Hey, we gonna get married."
Because I would think that a true man of God, not just a man that believes in God or a man who accompanies you to church every other Sunday or a couple of Sundays, but a true man of God is not going to risk his salvation or yours by living outside of God's will. I just that's my opinion. That he's not going to risk his salvation or put you in a compromising position with God by continuing to live with you outside of God's will. Because a true man of God knows that the wages of sin is death.
Death. That's what everybody's gotten comfortable with sin.
Everybody loves the God blesses me, God provides for me, God gives me desires of my heart, God. But nobody wants to talk about God of wrath.
The fire and brimstone God. The God that killed every... Forget about that. God killed every single living creature except the ones in the ocean. How you gonna drown fish? You can't drown fish. I'm just saying. Matter of fact, I think the Bible said that too. He was like, everything that was on land, because you can't drown fish.
Y'all pray for me, okay?
You can't drown.
Pray for me.
Have you seen a fish drown? No, fish don't drown.
Please pray my strength in the Lord.
Yeah, that's right. But at one point, God killed every single living creature on earth. The vengeful, full of wrath God. Fire and brimstone. He's ordered people into combat to go kill like people that was messing with his tribe. So that's the God I was like, listen, okay, we can be doing stuff like that. We can be living together, and you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, if I drop dead falling down the stairs and I ain't asked God to forgive me, guess where you're gonna go? Hell. And the wages of sin is death. And when you sin and you die, you're going to hell. Nobody wants to talk about hell. Nobody wants to talk about sin. Everybody wants to kind of just live together and
be happily ever after and say that we're just gonna, we're gonna date. We're in a committed relationship. We're not married, but at least we're in a committed relationship and we're only seeing each other, and that's okay. God never said that was okay.
God wants us to come 2 by 2. 2 by 2. When he sent the apostles out, I don't think it's very rare that he sent them out by themselves. It was usually 2 by 2. I could be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure. Because,
correct me if I'm wrong, but there is not one girlfriend-boyfriend relationship mentioned in the Bible. I don't know one boyfriend or girlfriend relationship mentioned in the Bible. And a lot of times, like to place biblical principles on a situation that's not biblical. They want to place these godly marriage principles, apply them to their boyfriend-girlfriend relationship when that's not the way it was meant to be. There's no such thing as a boyfriend or girlfriend in the Bible. Now, by no means am I saying to just run out and marry somebody just for the sake of being married, or, I'm not saying to do that. But if you're going to be cohabitating with somebody, you're going to be doing things that married people do, and you're going to do it for years, then what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference? Why live with somebody for years at a time, doing all those married things, and not get married? I know people will say, why do I need to get married for?
It's just a piece of paper.
It's just a piece of paper. Okay, my counter to that is, if you claim that you love this person, you want to be with this person, you can see yourself being with this person for the rest of your life, why not get married? I mean, love covers a multitude of faults. Perfect love casts out fear. So if perfect love casts out fear, why is there fear in getting married? If you love this person, then you should have no fear wanting to be with them for the rest of your life and for them to be your mate.
And don't put yourself in a compromising position to not get God's best for you.
And when you get married, you get covered by a lot of stuff. See, a lot of time people just think that, Okay, it's just a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper that will cover. God covers marriages. It's a covenant with God. So that's why when you get married, and unfortunately, if your spouse passes, or unfortunately, most a lot of cases when you get divorced, you're covered. Yes, I did say that. You're covered. If you're just shacking up and you split, you've been with somebody for like 10 years, 15, 20 years, and you've been living in their house, well, guess what happens when it's over? You're gonna hit the pavement. It's a wrap. But even when you married, though, even at the end, even at a termination of the marriage, God is going to be like, okay, here, being that you were married, the law says, God hates divorce, so it's really the law that has you covered when you get divorced. At least you get some money. I know, because half my paycheck is gone.
And then, pray for me, people. Pray for me.
I got one about to come off that child support.
Pray for me.
I'm gonna bust into a dance.
And seriously though, men, you're just running off grace until you actually find a wife. You don't obtain favor until you find a wife.
Because you know what they say, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. I wanted that favor, and I can already tell you that marriage pays off, because before I got married, I was sleeping on my mom's couch for a year. Before I was married, before I moved up here, my lights went out. I almost got my car repossessed, and I couldn't pay my rent. But I'm like, it was too hard. But once I had the desire to get married, and people understand, you got to have that want to get married. God knows our hearts. And people know that. When people say, God know my heart. Yeah, God know your heart. If you got in your heart that you really don't want to get married, you think he's going to be like, you know what, I'm going to bless you with everything you got. Now, he going to bless you, because he blesses us by just waking us up in the morning. But if he know that you really do not desire marriage in your heart, and you be like, God know my heart, well, guess what? You're going to be left out. You men going to be living on grace. Because like I said, it starts with the man, and it filters its way out through the house. However the man goes, that's how the house goes. But I've always desired marriage. Matter of fact, when I first started talking up, who do you think when I brought up marriage? Who do you think brought up marriage? Me in October or something like that. I was like, you know what? Let's get married. What? I said, let's get married, because I was like, I could see how this was gonna go. You could see these things. It's the man. People be talking about that discernment. That discernment. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say discernment. That discernment, and you can feel sometimes. What's that? The Chevron station. And
he kind of picked this out a little bit.
Wait till you should see my suit. We got to go to Florida. Not. It's an occasion that we got to go, but I, got a nice little suit. We got some business to take care of down in Florida. Will, Deidre, I don't know if you guys watching now, but we love you. We're gonna be seeing y'all Saturday. No, Friday night. Friday night. We'll see y'all guys Friday night. And I'm just gonna right there. You know what I'm saying? But I desired marriage. I did not want to live with somebody, and I was a dude that was kind of, a little crazy before I got saved and dedicated my life. I was out there. People that know me, y'all people that know me, they know. Woo, Lord Jesus, thank God for Jesus. Thank God for Jesus. So once I went single, I was like really single. I wasn't, out there playing it for you, because a lot of people get single and they start, wanting to go out there and run around and try to sow their oats and go for what they was missing when they was married. When I didn't do that. Once I got to that point where it was just me, it was really just me. I went out by myself, took myself to the movies, and then I met Mrs. Tate, Mrs. T right here. It's TT actually, KT, KLT, TT, Trinity. And I knew I wanted to marry her. I desired marriage. And when God knows that you want something that is in accordance with His word, He'll bless you. I was sleeping on my mom's couch, and this woman right here, God sent her to my life, helped us to get the place, and I couldn't have done a lot of stuff without my mate, my wife. And people don't understand. That's why they call you. That's why they call it a helpmeet. To help you in your goals, to help you reach your goals. No, it don't mean help like go down there and cook my meatloaf. I need help with my food. You gonna cook my beans? Help me with that. but it's to help you in all aspects, help you to attain what you're supposed to get in God. I mean, you really help each other, but since the man is the muscle, she there to back him up. I back her up too, I really do. But she's there to help me, and I help her. But that's the man. That's a godly man. He's going to do it in love. I'm not going to be screaming in the house. Well, not a lot anyway. Not a lot. But, I'm not going to, a godly man is going to want those things. He's going to want to be with his woman. He's going to want marriage. He's going to want to be able to do the best that he can for her. I mean, that's just what a man of God is going to do. He's not going to fill your head up with stuff like, you're my universe, and our energies have converged, and that's all we need. We just need the universe and energy, and we'll be fine. If you're a godly person, you're a godly woman, and you desire marriage,
that's not fine.
Don't go for the energy. Don't go for the stones. Y'all know what them stones. Talking about them eggs. This trick. Leave them eggs alone. But ladies, if you want marriage,
then get a man that desires.
Get a man that desires the same thing. And if he doesn't, if you've been with him for a while and you want marriage, bring it up. If he wants marriage,
he'll marry you.
He'll marry you. He will stay there. If you've been with him for a year or two and you kind of been living in a certain way and you kind of want marriage, and if you bring it up like, babe, I really don't feel comfortable living this way. I really do desire marriage. Say it. And if he be like, well, I'm going to go get some cigarettes. I'm going to go get some milk or something. Come back.
Because my friend's grandmother always told us, don't let a man test drive you for years without buying.
That's that dream. Don't want a fast car.
Like, don't let, and she said, a man knows when he wants to marry you. He knows it. Don't let a man test drive you for years and not buy.
But when you test drive a car for too long,
you want to trade it in for something
you're gonna
else.
trade it. You're gonna run the transmission out. Yeah,
it gets worn out.
Start getting rusty.
Mileage gets high.
Tires go bald.
And you're ready for something new.
Like you said, mileage go high, and then the next person be like,
but when it's paid for, and you have more payments.
I got my it's paid for. You gotta buy that car. They got that car anytime.
When it's paid for, you tend to hold on to it.
Hallelujah.
As long as you can.
Yes, you can. And you want to hold on to it.
Because you don't want no more car payment.
So, that man, you find that man is the key. You want marriage, find that man that wants marriage, that generally wants marriage. Nobody's perfect. And I think that's another thing that people just want to go into this. They look at TV, and, we are a social media, kind of funny. We are social media driven, TV driven, even more so now society. And people see all this stuff on TV, and, it's just this rush, and that's my soulmate, which that's another thing, we
got a whole discussion on soulmates.
That's another thing, but people see all this stuff, and the moment they see a person's cracks up, I knew there's something wrong with them. You know what? You got cracks too. Everybody got baggage. Everybody's got baggage. The only thing I say is that before you get into a relationship, if you've had some hurt and stuff like that, got down for a minute. If you've had some issues in your life, if you've had some relationship problems, get rid of as much baggage as you can. It's gonna go. Hey, you know what? I think my phone might be shutting off because it's getting kind of hot.
You need to get a new phone.
It's crazy, but it's gonna cut off soon because I didn't have the screen on, and we couldn't do this through my laptop because they don't have live on my laptop. So before my phone actually just cuts us off in midstream, we've been on for about a good 25 minutes. We said we go to 7 o'clock, and we almost hit it. It's my phone fault. But like I said, if you desire marriage, find somebody that desires. First and foremost, go to God and pray about it. Pray on it. Even the person that you with now, pray about it. Don't sit around waiting, because we good for saying I'm waiting on God. God is waiting on you. God been here. He gonna be here when we drop dead. He was here before we gone. So God ain't wait. He waiting on us to do the right thing. So
God don't bless no mess.
God don't bless no mess. And on that, we will say we love y'all.
And when we come back next week, we're actually going to have a topic. This was just kind of random off the top of our head. Just wanted to just give you a little bit of insight on who we are. So when we come back next week, we'll have a topic to discuss.
We'll have a topic.
And if you have anything that you want to hear our opinion on, our thoughts on, you can inbox us or put it somewhere on the group. And
that's right, Zeke. God don't bless no mess.
We'll talk about it. If you want to anonymously put a topic in the inbox, you can do that, and we won't say who it's from, but we'll just talk about it.
Next week's topic, same day, same time, soulmates. That's what we're going to get into next week, soulmates. So, deuces, love y'all, but see y'all, and we're going to leave with one thing, since I see my man Zeke. We them boys! We them boys! Next year, we're going to be playing the Pats.
One time for the Dolphins!
Yeah, them Dolphins. All right, love y'all. Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.